Welcome to HowDoWeHuman. This is the podcast where we talk about all the weird and uncomfortable micro moments in life. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Binning.
I'm one of your hosts, Evan Cox.
Today we're talking about bugs.
I thought at first you were just making bug noises.
Oh yeah, the classic bug noise.
You did a character I wasn't familiar with because I was watching Frasier.
Were Frasier and Bugs Bunny contemporaries?
Do you think they'd get along?
Yeah. Let us know on our social media or on the comment section of this YouTube video. If you're watching it on YouTube, we have live video.
Whew.
But first,
we're going
Evan,
first into the next segment.
But first into Evan to ask how you doing.
Oh, doing great now. Everybody's going butt first into me.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing okay. Got a raspy voice. We were just talking for a while before we started recording. Now that we're recording, all of a sudden I'm talking like this.
Yeah.
Drink some water. That's better.
Is it?
No, not at all. So we were just talking about the fact that like most of the biggest story I've got going on from this past week has to do with this week's episode. So I wanted to dig back.
Yes.
And I had a note for something that I forgot happened. It's not like really a good story, but just more of a like, what the hell could that have been? I was with my parents. We were at IHOP. Because when in Rome, go to that International House of Pancakes. And I had to use the restroom. All right, you've been in this sort of scenario. You're in an IHOP. You guys ever been in an IHOP and you got to use the restroom?
Woo!
All right, you get it. This guy gets it.
Where
you from? Hey, you ruined the punchline. No, that was too clever for me. But if the audience ever says a funnier thing than you were about to say, just say, he ruined my punchline. Then they're all back on your side.
That's true. You
Anyway.
suck! Took my punchline.
That's what I was going to say. I feel off today. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Okay, great. Continuing. I went into the bathroom. I was standing there at the urinal. Somebody's in the stall, and they're making a lot of noise. Now, that's alarming sometimes. I don't know what's going on in there. I don't necessarily want to know what's going on in there, but something's going on in there. And I'm like, I'm just going to finish my business, wash these little fingers, and get the fuck out of here. And as I'm getting ready to leave, the person in the stall goes, "Oh, thank God." And I just loved that. I have no idea what was happening in there, but it was more drastic than I could have possibly imagined.
So oh, thank God.
Yeah.
That's in response to you leaving, or that's in response to what has just happened to their body?
Whatever just happened to them.
Got it.
Needed an oh, thank God. This is while I was washing my hands. And the mind just went crazy, but also like, I gotta get out of here. As much as I enjoy eavesdropping, this is not the time.
You should have just waited outside the stall and be like, hey brother,
Okay.
What happened in there?
Everything okay?
Everything okay, my guy?
Everything coming out all right?
Any pictures?
So that's the long and the short of it. Not much of a story. I'll also add, if everyone remembers my childhood trauma of the cherry tomato I thought was a bouncy ball.
Yeah.
I'd spent my entire life not eating cherry tomatoes. I had some cherry tomatoes the other day.
Really? What convinced you?
I cooked them myself. Because spoiler for where we're going later. We were going camping this weekend. It was our anniversary. Happy anniversary, me and Jocelyn.
Just you.
And I wanted to like cook something not fancy, but something nicer, and found a good camping recipe for a type of pasta primavera. I had little sliced cherry tomatoes in there, and
Is
man, oh
Optimus
man,
Primavera anything?
Posthumous primavera, posthumous primavera.
Optimus Primavera. I love it.
But you know what? These cherry tomatoes were really fucking good. I don't
Great.
know what to think. I don't think I could ever eat one raw. That sounds like awful to me, terrifying. But in a
Oh, but we
pasta,
love the burst of juice.
nope.
We love
I don't like
bursting
that.
juice here on this podcast.
No bursting juice. No bursting juice on my side of the podcast. Put down my line of tape across our podcast bedroom. And over on your side, this is a half segue. You can keep all the bugs because I don't want none. But also, how you doing?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want
like
no bugs.
You've been characterized as a bug lover.
TLC. A bug
I
is
don't want no bugs.
a bug is a creature who won't get no love from me.
No blood from me.
Oh!
Don't get no blood from me.
Our comedy album is coming together.
Hanging at the passenger side of my shirt.
You know, my wedding is
My wedding.
my wedding is coming down the pike here in
Slow
another
approaching.
like 9 or 10 months.
Yeah,
But
that is the it's funny you say that because that is coming up faster than I thought.
Yeah,
time is moving.
It's moving, and it's moving forward. Is what's very shocking.
That's a problem.
We gotta go back. We have been looking for a day of coordinator because the venue for the reception requires that somebody is there in a professional capacity to make sure everything's
I'll do it. All right.
moving along. And so we reached out to 2 coordinators, and one of them got back to us and was like, hey, when can we set up like a phone call to get to know one another, see if what you guys really need and what we can provide and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do it with my fiance there. Because it seems like, then we all get the same information. And so the only time that we were going to be able to do that was Monday in the afternoon around 3:00. So we said, hey, can you do Monday? That's the time that we're both available. And they said, yeah, absolutely. I will give you a call tomorrow, being Monday, at 3 p.m. I was like, fantastic. My fiance gets home from work at like 2:45 or so. Perfect. Here we are. We're set up. I've got his page pulled up so that we have all of his services and details on there. We've got some of our other wedding information up. We're just sitting there. There's my phone. We are ready to go.
Boom.
3:05 rolls around. I'm like,
oh, no.
Yeah, okay. This is probably like an LA guy who's like, I say 3:00, but I mean anytime I friggin' want, dude. But then we get to like 3:10, 3:15.
Oh, man.
And it just keeps going. And we never get a call from this guy.
What?
So I guess he won't be the coordinator that I want to trust with that responsibility.
No. It's a terrible job to be late for an appointment on.
The other one that we reached out to got back to us, but we haven't had a time where my fiance and I can both be a part of the consultation yet.
Yeah.
And she, of course, is like, "Well, you can just do it," and I'm like, "No." I feel like you know more of the wedding terminology than I do.
Yeah, you gotta study up.
I know. Late night study sesh. Let's pull an all-nighter for this consultation with a day of coordinator.
Is that maybe coordination is an episode, and we'll do a quiz on wedding terms. Get you prepped.
I realized as we had started recording, I didn't have a how you doing because I also
Hey,
have bug stories.
look at us.
So let's bug out and talk about these bug stories. You ever seen a bug before, Evan?
I saw the movie Bug, which I believe is what we're talking about today, with was it Michael Shannon and Ashley Judd? Did you ever see the movie Bug?
I've not seen the movie Bug. I've
It's a
of
good
course
movie.
seen A Bug's Life. I've of
Yes, the
course
prequel,
seen Ants.
the sequel.
I've of course seen
Oof, let's get another bug.
Along Came a Spider.
Eight-legged
um,
freaks.
Eight-legged freaks.
I guess spiders aren't technically bugs.
Arachnophobia. I've seen The Scorpion King. How many? I have not seen The Ant Bully, but I know that that's a
I
movie
don't know
that
what
has
that is.
a bug in the title. I've also
Ant
not
Bully.
seen June Bug
Oh, neither have I.
with Amy
But I
Adams.
love Amy Adams. So here I
Um,
go. I'm gonna go watch that.
any other bug? Are you gonna see Blue Beetle in the theater?
It seems unlikely, but I'm happy for you, Blue Beetle, getting a movie. I only just
In the
heard
movie
about you.
right before the universe you're entering gets completely
Collapses.
yeah. Congratulations.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Who's playing the Blue Beetle? I
Some
saw a
guy.
trailer. It's just some guy.
I think it's just some guy. George Lopez is playing like his uncle or something, I
Well,
think.
that's
But
great. Glad to hear it. I hate bugs. I find very little positives about the
yeah.
existence of them. I understand the ecological need for certain insects. I hate the suckers so much. Period. End the episode. Pull me out.
I am also I'm also not a big bug guy. Like
People
there are people
are.
who like
There are
yeah,
people who like
there
bugs.
are people who like have even the like I don't know if they're not taxidermied, but the like
Sure,
the
yeah,
dead
the
bug like
pinned
shadow
up.
box
Yeah,
displays, like especially butterflies I think are the most common
yeah.
thing for those, but I know they have others for other bugs as well.
We know. We're not dumb. We
We know
know.
we're
It's
not
not just butterflies.
stupid.
Get
Okay,
off.
it's probably also moths. I want to say.
We're feeling very self-conscious this episode. Bear with us.
I'm not a big bug guy. In
Yeah.
fact, I don't know. Is there any type of bug that you like?
Damn.
A bug where you're out there and you see it and you tell yourself you love to see it.
You love to see. I've grown as I've gotten older. I guess I've grown to appreciate and be okay with a bumblebee. I know it's not gonna fuck me up. I know it's doing good shit out there. And once you know it's not gonna sting you, they are just chubby little cuties. So I'm fine with the
Bee
bumblebee.
movie, of
Bee
course.
movie. I
And
can.
Bumblebee as well.
Oh yes.
I'd been too busy trying to think of a pasta name for Bumblebee that I forgot that it was also a bug.
Now I'm gonna work on that. You talk. What's that pasta that starts with a B?
I don't know. I was trying to go like bumblebee silly, like fusili is what I was trying to put on the end of bumblebee.
I mean, if you're gonna stretch all the way for bumblebee silly, might as well just be bumblebee pasta, bumblebee hyphen pasta.
Yeah, you're right. But anyway, it's
Bertoni bee.
Yeah. But it's interesting that you bring up bumblebees because that's one of the stories that I have is a bumblebee related story.
Great. The car?
No. I was at work. I have to kind of be inside and outside throughout the day.
All right.
So I finished being outside. I was heading to the break room. I go and I take a seat, and I'm like, I like to relax, so I'm fully reclined in the seat, not like flat, but as far back as like office chairs go,
Yeah.
And I'm on my phone playing a game, and something catches my eye on my lanyard with it has my badge and stuff on it.
Yeah.
And it's a bumblebee.
Okay.
And so I don't know what to do because I'm not anywhere close to outside.
Yeah.
And it's like if I try and like get it off, then it's probably gonna fuck me up.
There's trouble.
And I've never been stung by a bee.
Yeah.
So how am I to know if I'm allergic or not?
True.
So I carefully pull my lanyard off. I take my lanyard off. And set it on
lanyard off. Two people
desk.
Just switch positions at a workplace.
Yeah. John
Surgically.
Travolta, Nick Cage switch jobs at an office. I set the lanyard on the desk, and now I'm like, well, now I don't know what to do at this point either.
Because now you don't have a job.
Yeah. Now I don't work here. What if they find out I'm in the back? But there was
Bumblebee has a
job. There is a like pencil cup there.
Great.
And so, unfortunately for this bee, for my own safety, I have to slam it down and kill the bee.
You killed it with the
Yeah.
Now this was a bumblebee though.
I guess. I mean,
like the big round one.
No, this was your this was your yellow and black and yellow bee.
Something with a stinger.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that then. I thought you were saying bumblebee this whole time. Those are the big fat fuzzy suckers that don't sting you. And you had a cup. I was like, oh, he's gonna flip that cup over. He's gonna let that bee outside, and you just killed it.
Just killed it. But yeah, no, it was something with a stinger. Why do bumblebees, if they why are our general pop culture associations with bumblebees not what actual bumblebees look like and are instead a different type of bee?
I don't know. You seem to got some cross-pollination in your bee imagery.
So true. So true.
It is. That's the shit, and we'll get to those in my not those specifically, but these types of creatures in my story, where it's like, a bumblebee I can tolerate, but like, a wasp, a hornet, or just a regular old whatever worker bee thing. These things, they'll have teeth, or
I'm the worker bee,
or stingers. Like, what the fuck? Why does this exist? I don't know what good And especially because when it stings, it then dies. What good is that doing anybody? But I will
population
say,
control.
were you... and to let people know when they're allergic. Were you alone in this situation?
No, I was not.
Great.
But I didn't tell anybody that there was a bee on my lanyard. So they just heard a pencil cup slam down.
Yeah.
They all turned to look at me, and I was like, sorry. There was a bee on my lanyard.
There's not... I hate a bee coming for me, and I hate when that happens in public. You don't like to you and I can be pretty fucking silly, but we can also be pretty quiet people in public situations. But at a workplace, I generally
Bumblebee silly, more like Chris and Evan be silly.
There you go. I know the people I work with, so it's like, it's fine. But even there's still this level of like persona that I put on. That's like, this is Evan at work, you know? Everyone knows Evan at work. And Evan at work is a cool cucumber. He's a funny guy. He's a little quiet. But if a bee is near me and threatening me, I'm like, arms a waving, eep! Help! A bee! And not everyone's like, I don't even think I'm afraid of bees. I just don't like them. I know I said, eep a bee. But that was mostly exaggeration, you hear. But I will, I don't know. I wave my arms. I'll run around. I'll run away. I'll run away from a bee. I'm not too proud. I'll punch a bee. I've punched bees before.
How does that work out for you?
Great.
Is it like a dead on impact, or is it a they fly away?
Oh, it's dead on impact. Nah, they normally fly away.
Nice.
Oh. Bees don't want to get punched.
That's, does any bug want to get punched?
June bugs. It seems to be all they want from life. Hit me. Those I hate. And June came and went. I did not see one. Are you familiar?
Yeah, we had an unusual June. If you have made small talk with anybody in the last month.
Jesus Christ. People love talking about June gloom. And I'm like, oh, you mean just this small period where the weather's been tolerable?
Yeah, where it's been nice.
It's been great. And now it's fucking gross and hot again, and everyone's happy. Well, I gotta get out of here. This is a bad place we live. Yay, it's 95. Fuck off. My AC can't handle it.
No.
It's bad news. Speaking, though, of me reacting to insects, I went camping. As I mentioned, yes, I did mention it.
Yes, because of
I mentioned earlier.
Posthumous Primavera.
Posthumous Primavera. I just want more pasta transformer puns, but I can't think.
I know. I don't know what to do with Megatron. I also don't feel like I know Megatortellini. I guess I don't know,
sure,
but like I just don't.
You're
think
doing
I
great.
know enough pastas.
Don't
to
lose
be
faith.
Good at this.
I don't think I know enough Transformers to be good at this.
Star Scream, of course. Spaghetti Scream.
I feel like I do know a lot of pastas, but I can't think of them right now. But Spaghetti Scream is good.
Spaghetti Scream is good. Megatortellini. Posthumous Primavera.
Posthumous Primaveras, I mean.
We're not going to beat Posthumous Primavera.
But, kiss the chef. Chef's kiss. Why is there a chef's kiss and also kiss the chef? Kiss the cook. I guess that's the thing.
Yeah.
Kiss the chef, please.
Please.
He's
lonely.
Someone, I know, this party's been weird. The chef's been around more than we expected, but would someone please kiss the chef? He'll go. Oh, man. I went camping with my girlfriend for our anniversary. We went out. Oh, here's where my California knowledge and my navigational senses come together. And I'm going to try as hard as I can to tell you where we went, which is very hard for me. I can say for sure we were in the Los Padres forest.
Okay.
We were past Lake Cachuma. Don't I sort of sound smart if I'm broad enough?
How about Bumblecini?
Bumblecini's good.
Something? Okay.
Yeah. Better than Feta Bee, which is what I was about to say.
Feta Bee.
Feta Beanie.
How about fettuccine?
That's fettuccine. That's what I do when you say you come up with a pun, and then I just shrink it down to the original word again. How about Bumblebee?
Instead of Mega Tortellini, how about Macatron, like macaroni?
Macatron.
Now I pulled up types of pasta so that I could not listen
and
to
I'm
you.
going to do my thing and add more original words back in. Macantron with a little ampersand in there. Macantron.
Yeah, you love an ampersand.
I know what one is.
This podcast.
I know what one is. I was camping in the Los Padres forest. The campsite, Davy Brown Campground, which that place can go fuck itself. very much like, and we knew it ahead of time. You're in the middle of nowhere. No service is what it is. But apparently very pretty. Camping next to a creek, which we knew ahead of time, which we're like, okay, this is going to be mosquitoes, but we're going to come prepared.
Yeah.
Nobody likes a skeeter except Doug.
Yep.
Get it?
I do.
Landed.
Actually.
Landed. Do 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 do.
Yeah, I never even watched the show, but I still.
But it's landing.
Reference. Yeah,
and it's landing hard. So it's.
We'll look up Transformers names.
I don't even know who I'm talking to anymore. We're trying to camp. There were more than skeeters. Here's the problem. More than skeeters. There's a bunch of flies. And like the little flies you'll get at campgrounds out here in the summer that just swarm you. Somewhere between a fly and a gnat. I just call them flies. They suck. And they're like biting. I'm like, what? That's an extra thing. Why are they biting me? The mosquitoes were going to suck my blood. The flies were just going to be annoying. But now the flies are biting me. And then we start. Meanwhile, it's 95 degrees. It's awful. We stumble across a new little friend.
Ooh.
This is a beetle that can fly and that has big old pinchers, large teeth, and it's going to bite you over and over and over again. It's going to fly into you, land on your arm, bite you. And it's about this, maybe the size of my thumb.
What color is it?
Black.
Okay.
We looked it up later. This is called, and you can look one up yourself, the Devil's, great start.
Yeah.
Devil's Coach Horse Beetle.
Ooh, fell apart at the end.
Yeah. But still, the end does give it the like, it's a horse beetle. That means it's fucking big. Devil's Coach Horse Beetle. Is this your idea of a good camping trip?
Let me try. No.
I can share. I'll pull one up and share my screen so the people on YouTube can see it.
Oh, yeah. This thing is gross.
It's nasty.
Not a fan.
Ugh,
it's like all of the worst parts of a creature have been combined into the Devil's Horse Coach Horse Beetle.
100%. Let's just get that.
One of these pictures that I see, it's like the back of it's like curled up like a scorpion almost.
This fucker.
Yeah, the way it curls up here.
This is what we're dealing with. So once and you can see right here, it's this is how
biting somebody.
It latches onto you.
Yeah.
So let's put that away so no one has to look at that anymore. So it's like 95 degrees. These things are running into us. Not in an insane amount, but like I would say we each got bit like 3 or 4 times that night. Once the sun went down, it cooled down. We started a fire that kept most of the bugs away. We had a grand old time. And the next morning we woke up, and at 9 a.m. it was already 95 degrees. And we were like, I don't think this is fun.
Yeah.
And we talked about it for a while, and we spent a little time out. We let our dogs out, and it's like we're already getting attacked. We did.
Okay.
We let the dogs out. Us.
Yeah.
We make the decision. Who are we trying to impress? Even though the nighttime was fun, if it's already 95 at 9 a.m., it's going to be over 100 the bulk of the day, probably well over 100 the bulk of the day, and these things are going to be swarming us. Let's just get the fuck out of here. Who are we trying to impress? We'll drive out, and we'll find a place to stay. So we start packing up, and I lift up the whatever you put like a tarp under your tent. There's I think footprint is what campers call it. I lift that up. 30 or 40 of these motherfuckers. 30 or 40.
You dropped your tent on their nest?
Or I don't know. I mean, when we looked it up later, it said that that's where they nest.
They just love a tarp.
Basically, like they want a like cold, wet, not wet, but you know what I mean, like not dry.
Yeah,
they look for the not dry areas. So they housed themselves under. Or no, it was on top of the tarp. It was between the tarp and the bottom of our tent. That's right. Because I then whipped them with the tarp off, and they all went, wee, and bounced off, which is kind of funny to see. But, I mean, nightmare. There's nothing worse than, like, having that bad a time with them, and then going like, oh, we're going to leave, and realize like, oh, we were sleeping with them all night.
Yeah.
They were crawling underneath our bodies, and we got to get the fuck out of here as fast as possible. And we did. So we only lost one day. We lost Friday of our vacation time. And we spent the rest of the weekend right out in Buellton, California, right outside of Solvang. We went to Solvang. Oh, yeah. We did a wine tasting out there. We stayed at a Motel 6, and it fucking rocked. We had the time of our lives. They had a pool. I loved it. It was so good. We love camping, and we hadn't been in a while, and it sucks that was our one trip so far this year. And it's going to take a sec before we can convince ourselves, but I think we now know for sure. Like you gotta just
skip that area.
Skip that area. You gotta just factor all that shit in. I don't think we take it seriously enough when we hear it's gonna be hot and there's gonna be bugs.
Yeah, I mean, I know that we've done a camping episode or something, at least camping adjacent, but
yeah.
Like I want to be a happy little camper.
Oh yeah. But we all want to be happy campers.
But it's a bunch of things like that where I'm like, but why would I do that?
And it's also like, because I went to, which I was very excited about this. I went to REI.
So the second half of your trip, that sounds great.
It was awesome. But again, it's like the nighttime was so fun. It was great. We were just like, I had pre-made some frozen margarita. So we were just sipping margaritas, sitting around a campfire. We roasted some hot dogs. It was a fucking blast.
Keeping it in my workplace. This was one of the things I was near one of the windows, and this was like one of the things that caught my eye of like, hey, maybe we should do an episode on bugs. And there's nothing awkward about this for me. Like, so it arguably is like, this isn't like part of the podcast. So why would you
Was it
suggest we
awkward
do an
for the
episode
bug?
on it? Yes, because
There you go.
there's a
I can
big
relate.
spider web
Ugh.
kind of near the window, and a moth got caught in it. And I watched for so long as this moth tried to get itself out of the spider web.
No.
Spider web come over and like take a bite or whatever and put its venom in, I guess. And then it walked away and let it keep struggling, and it's like thrashing around, but the web is still too strong.
Yeah.
And it like, I don't know, I couldn't stop watching the interaction.
That's like a little bit of planet Earth.
Yes.
In front of your face. And it's weird.
Yeah, I was like, well, what would David Attenborough be saying?
This
but
is cool, is what he would say. I haven't watched Planet Earth.
The spider walks across the web to fuck shit up.
And it was metal.
Good Lord, this is so hardcore. Yeah, I mean, we watched it's not Planet Earth, but it's called like Our Planet on Netflix, which is basically the same thing because it's also David Attenborough. And you know, on this most recent season, they were showing a bunch of bugs in like Africa, maybe. Mm-hmm. But it's like a swarm of them where you can't even see the ground or anything, and they just move across the plains.
Holy crap!
Like, what? Do we need all of these bugs?
Yeah, right.
All of these are good for the environment.
Feels like we could take a flamethrower to some of them.
Yeah,
you know? Like, yeah, it is wild. Like, I can go camping and complain about Devil's Coach horse beetles. Every single image of an insect outside of the United States is so much more terrifying. There are so many scary creatures, particularly in Australia, and I can't handle it. You grew up with the old scorpions. I've never had to deal with that, but my buddy Anthony grew up in New Mexico and always talked about like, yeah, if you're outside, you always got to check your shoes, shake your shoes off, check for scorpions. That's why did you grow up in a nightmare?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we would see scorpions like every now and then. They'd get into the house, but not like super often. But the problem is that you have to be even more careful about the baby ones. Ooh. Like the smaller they are, the more dangerous they are.
Weird. Because
they can't like control their like venom or whatever as easily. Yeah, they can't control their emotions. They haven't hit puberty yet. They're just all sorts of mood swings. The hormones are out of control. You want to get stung by one of the like scorpions in their 20s or 30s who are just like, I still don't really feel like I figured it out, but I have to pretend.
I like this. I think that's a good plan. It is like, again, between scorpions and spiders, I'm like, I get it. They are cool. I just hate them.
Yeah.
I can't. I've had a fear of spiders since I was a kid. I think I told the story where I was walking. La-da-da, little kid Evan. Hey, everything's good. Nothing is bad. Walking into the woods in our backyard. And a spider just like descended and landed on my cheek. And I could see it out of the corner of my eye. And being a little kid and it being that close to my eye seemed like it was about this big. Clearly it wasn't.
Yeah, right.
It was a big enough spider to make an impression on my peripheral vision. And I never recovered.
Yeah, no, I mean that's definitely unsettling. Spider webs, like walking through a spider web and having it just like stuck to your hair or whatever.
No. What am I, a
awful
moth?
feeling. Yeah. But also, tarantulas as pets, like people that have pet tarantulas, fuck off.
No.
It's another one of those like, oh, I guess there are people who love bugs.
This is my impression, and I hate spiders in general, but this is my impression of what I really, really hate about tarantulas. Are you ready?
Yeah. Yes, the tiny little footsteps.
What the fuck? Why are they heavy enough to make noises with their feet?
I know that we all got concerned as Evan said, you know what I hate about spiders, and then lowered his microphone down towards his waist. I know that we all thought, uh-oh, what's going to happen here?
Well, is it going to start singing a song? I had the thought, but then I'm like, truly, what bad can come from lowering a microphone down to my crotch? What are people gonna think? I'm about to start making noises. I was wrong. I apologize. I wholeheartedly apologize to anybody that I offended and scared with my microphone.
Something that I wrote down in my notes back like very early, like this was a how you doing type of story, and
this is a throwback.
Then after I also had the like moth in the spider's web story.
Yeah.
These two things combined, I was like, well, I have two things that are kind of similar. So let's do an episode about bugs. And it's only now, 42 minutes into this episode, that I realized the first thing, they're not bugs. But, we talked about the June gloom and the May gray and all of this other stuff that you and I really loved, and nobody else in California seemed to enjoy.
To complain about.
But during that time, it would be rainy. It would be
it's gray,
kind of cool and moist. Dare I say?
Oh, yeah. Please do.
And in my neighborhood, like all up and down the walls of our duplex here, and on the gates and on the sidewalks, there'd be snails all over the place.
Yeah.
And I love it. I don't know why, but I love to see these little slow pokes moving around.
Snails are funny.
I think it's so fun. But again, I have just realized that they are not bugs.
But to be fair, neither are spiders or scorpions. We're kind of all over the place right now. So I accept it. We could talk about snails. Snails are cute. Yeah. I, on the other hand, though, grew up in an area with a shit ton of slugs. So anytime it rained, which I grew up in Washington, the yard's just going to be covered in slugs. Those slowpokes are gross.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't like them. I don't like looking at them. I don't condone what I did once, which, yes, as a child, I have salted a slug.
He's lowering his microphone again.
I threw salt at a slug, and I watched it die.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. It also feels cruel.
It feels like, and maybe you and I are going to out ourselves here. Because it feels like, you hear a lot about serial killer, like animal cruelty things. But also it feels like, no, this is different because it's science. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I
took a magnifying glass
to put
to the sun.
Salt on a slug. That's okay.
Yeah. It was scientific. And I learned something.
Yeah, you're like,
I learned something that day.
My God, this is so hardcore.
Nature rocks. I don't watch enough to know his voice, but I've heard it. And I hear you.
Yeah, I wish.
I can't.
I know that we We tried to do this many, many episodes ago, but that's an impression that I wish I could do.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool if you could do that.
I feel like I have like part of the cadence, but I'm never gonna get
it sounds pretty good.
The accent right or the pitch. But I have the like rhythm of it kind of down.
Yeah. Trying to think. I don't know whose voice I can do. Everyone we do, we're just halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer.
Yeah, is Bon Jovi here?
All right, so Planet Earth as narrated by Bon Jovi. Look at that spider. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it was good.
Thank you.
I'd watch it.
I've got an awkward tale of insects.
We're going to get it removed? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is also just, exterminators, which is its own episode. We're going to run out of topics at some point. We'll talk about exterminators then.
Yeah. I know, listeners, you're thinking they haven't run out already.
This was on the okay. When I was youthful, which some might say still am, and I thank you. But when I was actually youthful, I would say preteen years, your 12s, your 13s. You're 14. Maybe you're 10. Maybe you're 10 and a halves, We had some family friends over. I don't honestly remember which family friends, but it was one of the sets of family friends that had kids. So the parents would hang out with their friends. We would hang out with their kid, who was some semblance of a friend to us. And we were all hanging out in my room. Which is like, hey, that's cool. Because there was my sister's rooms, but then there was my room. There was also the public area. No. Everyone wanted to hang out in my room because it was cool. Because I had Jurassic Park curtains.
Yeah.
And an Aladdin poster on the wall. It was glow in the dark. Is posters an episode? I'm down. I'm down to talk posters. I love this stuff. Anyways, we're all sitting there.
What part glowed in the dark? All of it?
Yeah,
just the genie, just the lamp.
It was a really detailed picture of a scene from Aladdin. They're flying off on the carpet. But then when you turn the light off, it was just one solid glow, just a brick. That would be a great glow in the dark poster. No, it was just it was kind of cool. It was like the kind of like the outlines of objects and shading of the objects. So it's like in the dark. Okay. It gives you a pretty cool. It was cool. That's all I'm saying. I was a cool kid. I had a poster of Aladdin. I had a poster of the Empire. The Empire Strikes Back.
The Empire.
The Empire. The Empire Strikes Out.
The Empire Strikes Out.
Hey, that's not how umpires work. You're out. I was a cool kid. Anyways, we're all sitting there. I want to say, if this helps, this is how cool I was. I was sitting in my own hamper, so that other people had room to sit. So other people sitting on the bed.
This helps.
Other people sitting on the floor. I was sitting in my hamper, which was good because at some point someone said something that I thought was so funny I peed myself, which made for an easy escape. So again, I was a very, very cool kid.
No, I didn't pee myself, you guys. The peed clothes were already in here, and I guess I just sat in them.
So
I'm cool.
I left for a while. Didn't give a reason why, but I figured some stuff out, and I came back eventually. And we're all sitting there, and nobody said anything. I don't think anyone noticed. Okay, so this is just coming out now, hot off the presses. That day, Evan peed himself. We're all sitting around
To be
talking.
clear, you don't remember what it was that made you laugh so hard?
No, I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't even
All right.
remember exactly who it was that was visiting
Fair.
us.
Okay.
I have a good guess. Which would be an older kid. So I'm trying to look cool, and you would say it worked
Yeah, absolutely.
so far, so cool.
Oh shit, this dude's in his hamper, bro.
So we're all sitting around. All of a sudden, someone looks at the window with the Jurassic Park curtains and notices a little line of ants.
Oh yeah,
Crawling up the window, and they're like, "Oh shit! Oh shit! What up?" It's ants, starring Woody Allen.
Yep.
And Sylvester Stallone. Is that right?
Yes, that is right.
What a pair. Let's get them back together. We got a Woody Allen cameo in Tulsa King. And the crowd goes wild. Ants are crawling up the window. And you know how these ants crawl. They crawl in all single file line. That means it's easy to find. Wait. I don't have ants. What? Where do you suppose these ants are coming from? Well, hey, reverse engineer this. Let's follow the line backwards against the grain.
Yeah.
See where they're coming from, that they're trying to get outside through my window. We follow that line. It's coming from under my bed. Uh-oh.
Uh-huh.
This is, again, just another sign of my aloofness most of my life, but particularly at this age where I'm sitting in a hamper. It was a box of suckers that I was supposed to have sold for a school fundraiser, and I didn't. Period. I just put them under my bed. I wasn't eating them either. I was just like, oh shit, guess I didn't sell these. Nobody needs to know. Under the bed. These suckers were
under the bed.
Down where the ants are. That's where my pants are? Under the bed?
Yeah, under the bed.
Disgusting. Just swarming with ants. So many ants. And everyone had to leave my cool bedroom and was like, ew, gross. Evan sucks. And I think he peed himself.
Why do the ants smell like urine, guys?
It was one of those like, oh, now we got to get, you can't just leave that to me. I'm like, hey, I'm 10. I can handle this. And they're like, no. We got to get the parents in here to see what a disgusting fucking mess you are, you idiot. Thoroughly embarrassing. And relates to me anytime. Ants don't happen ever, but like anytime you got someone over, even if you don't have an infestation, sometimes you just one little cockroach ends up in the apartment, and man, that's a bad time.
Yes,
these are
we haven't had any in a long time, but over the last year we were getting a lot of cockroaches coming in from somewhere.
Yeah.
And my fiance is too afraid of them to do anything.
I get it.
So I have to do it.
We talking?
They are gross.
The big hard shell suckers or the little ones?
I don't know. They're pretty big.
Okay.
But I got roach spray, so you don't have to like get too close to them. You just have to aim and fire.
Fire for those about to roach.
We will spray you. And they're gross. I hate it.
Awful.
But we haven't gotten them in a long time. I know that the building had an exterminator or come out like a little while ago, so maybe they patched some stuff up or something. I don't know.
That seems to be it most of the time. You are lucky, and that is one argument in favor of you not having animals. You know what? If you get some roaches in there, you can go hog wild. all that stuff is so poisonous to animals. So I got dogs, and I'm like, you really have to get crafty to get rid of those suckers. I talked long about my infestation, I believe. It was nightmarish. And they were the small ones, but there were thousands of them. So that's bad. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying. This episode's running long. I've got more bug stories. I could talk about the ladybug that was stuck in my ear for a month or so.
Yeah, I also have more bug stories. Do we have to do bugs part 2?
I'm down. Bugs
All right.
part
Well,
2. Keep bugging.
we do have to take a quiz here.
Okay.
This is a quiz from the Wildlife Trusts, and we're just answering but a single question. And that is, how well do you know your insects?
Are we oh god, are we gonna be looking at pictures of bugs? I hate looking
We
at
are
pictures
not.
of bugs.
We are not going to
Okay.
be looking at pictures
Well, I'm
of
looking at
bugs.
one right now, you lying shit.
I said we're not going to be looking at pictures, plural.
All right. Are we gonna look at a picture of a bug? Because I'm out.
Yeah. Now we're not.
What?
What
is this first question?
Question number 1.
Holy shit.
How many species of insect have been identified in the world? 565,000, 925,000, or 1,200,000? How many bugs? How many species of insect?
I want to say C because it seems like there's millions of species, and clearly there's a lot.
I'm also leaning towards C as well. I was kind of between B and C, but I think mostly towards C also. So let's find out if we're correct. We are incorrect.
Wow.
It's just under 1 million.
Couple of fools here. How many days on average does a bumblebee live for? 19, 28, or 36?
I honestly have no idea.
I know they're short life cycles, which you could have just guessed from the answers.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'm bringing much to the table. But they wouldn't do that to us. It wouldn't be a double B, right? Because I was going to say my instinct would be to say 19.
A double B on a bumblebee question?
Buzz. What's worse than 1 B? 2 Bs.
To be honest, I was also kind of gonna guess 28. So you want to guess B again?
Man, I was saying I wanted to guess A, but if you're thinking B, that is my instinct. Is that it's going to be B? But let's double B it. Say B. I dare you.
We were correct. It is B. 28 days.
I can't believe they double B'd us. 28 days later.
How many different species of ladybird are there in the world? 2,000, 5,000, or 8,000? And yes, we know. So Saoirse Ronan's one. And do we think there's another?
I didn't even know what ladybirds
1,999 or
4,999.
4,999. Oh, 7,999. What would Saoirse do? Great question.
Is this website feel like they would be so in for the joke of making every single answer B? Because it's insects.
That's a good question. I feel like no. There are 10 total questions, so they would have to do it 10 times.
I would love it if they did. I'm unfamiliar with ladybirds outside of Saoirse Ronan. Yeah. So my instinct is to go A, but my instincts are bad.
Let's go A. I'll go A. I mean, that's the closest to what our answer is, which is 1. So 2,000 is closest to 1. So let's go for it. It's B again.
I know.
They triple beat us, Evan.
It's a swarm.
Now, were they following the rule of 3s, or is that actually the number of B? Like, is it actually going to be all of them?
Let's see. Which beetle is the strongest insect on the planet? Rhinoceros beetle, the bull-headed dung beetle, the Hercules beetle, or Paul McCartney?
Ooh, good question.
Oh, good.
Ooh, good.
I mean, I want to say B. I want to say B so bad.
I kind of do too. I feel like it's intentionally misleading by pitting these other strongly named things
against a
and I do know that dung beetles are supposed to be like very strong.
Yeah, emotionally.
Let's go B.
They've had a hard road being called that.
That's correct again. This species of dung beetle is found to be able to pull 1,141 times its own body weight. That's like an 11-stone person pulling 6 double-decker buses. I don't know what a stone is in measurement. Let me scroll up here real quick. Does it say that all the answers are B?
I think they're talking
Nope,
about
it does not.
Statues when they say stone person.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So 11 stone persons. I think it's just missing an S.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I always forget. Now I gotta look it up. What is a stone? I always forget. Ugh, there's that beetle again. Stone to pounds is 1 stone is 14 pounds. So that is significantly different than I thought.
Yeah, same. All right. What insect was the first living creature to be sent into space? Soldier ant, cockroach, fruit fly.
My instinct was soldier ant, but like cockroach makes sense.
Like, cockroach makes sense.
Although, was it there on purpose? Because if it wasn't there on purpose, which is a cockroach's style, I don't know if that's being called sent to space. That's hitching a ride.
Yeah, or was it fruit fly because they could like put a bunch of fruit in the like rocket and then give it a bunch of food to stay alive on. But cockroaches have a like famous survivability rate.
Yeah, but it feels, and maybe I'm just thinking this because wasn't there? Oh no, wasn't there like a really well researched movie I saw? Ah, no, it was Jason Sudeikis' character in Last Man on Earth.
Oh yeah, with the worms.
Worms on his space shuttle, which I would relate to soldier ants in a like. Oh, because a soldier ant has a purpose, so they watch it and be like, does it keep doing its job? Cockroaches are just shitty and they suck.
Yeah, but maybe that was the point. They were like, one less cockroach. That's good. Send it up.
Oh, I'd be so bummed if I got sent into space and once I was up there, they're like, by the way, we decided to get rid of some cockroaches. Send them up there with you. Just make them at home. Oh, I'd be so bummed if when I go to space. I'd be
so bummed if I went to space and they sent a bunch of cockroaches with me but didn't tell me until later.
This is the time I go to space. I'm
going to be known as the cockroach astronaut.
This is my trip to the moon. So dumb. I want to say soldier ant, but if you want to go B in the interest of keeping the bees going.
I mean, there have been 4 in a row, so we're beyond rule of threes.
We're beyond rule of bees.
Beyond.
Yeah, past the rule of threes is the rule of bees in comedy.
Of course, made famous by The Wicker Man.
Yes,
the rule of bees in comedy.
That Oprah gift. The gift. That was a gift to the world. Where she goes, bees. My favorite gif. All right.
Your favorite gif, really?
I think so. Oprah sending bees out to her audience. It's pretty fucking good.
All right. What do we want our final answer to be here? I don't care which one we pick.
I'm saying A.
See, fruit fly.
My instinct was right and my answer was wrong. It's terrible. All right, this is fucking with us. What percentage of all the species in the world are insects? Ugh, I don't want this answer. 25%, 40%, or 80%. If there are 925,000 species of them, I'm
Right.
terrified to guess 80%. Your thoughts?
I mean, I don't think it's 25%.
No.
I think it's 40 or 80.
Right. 80 seems extreme, but it's a lot of species.
But, there are a lot of fish
True.
species.
Hey, there's a lot of fish in the sea.
That's exactly. So I want to say 40%, but that's also a B.
It's true.
We have deviated from every answer being B. So
B, 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 C, B.
maybe it was one little go to C and now we go back to B. I don't know.
I think B, 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 C, B makes sense. Let's do 40%.
All right.
B, 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 B.
80%, Evan.
80% confidence.
The bugs be everywhere.
It was my first answer, and I didn't have 80% confidence.
Oh my god!
Is this the second time we got hit with something? That wasn't the last quiz. There was something like that happened. It was like 80%, and we didn't go for it.
I don't remember what we do on this podcast.
Oh, that's a damn shame.
How old, in millions of years, is the oldest insect fossil?
Count me out.
180 million. 320 million, or 400 million years.
This is one of those just general life questions that I acknowledge. I don't know.
General life question?
General life question. I don't know the answer to. I don't know how old the Earth is. Should.
I know. I'm not good at this stuff.
It's just like a general number that it's not an exact number, but there's a general number that people say like, oh yeah, it's this many millions of years. I don't know what that number is. So that's going to affect
I don't
this.
either.
And I have to be honest about that in case we say something stupid.
I mean, I don't think it's 180. I think it's 320 or 400.
Because, to me, I feel like these fuckers have just been around since the beginning of the Earth. But then how long would their fossils be? I kind of want to go B again. This is wild.
Let's do it. Let's go 320. Go 400.
B, 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 C, C, C.
Yeah, so in theory, this should also be a C, and then maybe we end on 2 A's.
Oh, that'd be great. Insects have structures known as simple eyes, in addition to the compound eyes they use to see. Disgusting. But what do they use these simple eyes for? Detecting colors, magnifying images, or detecting light? I mean, my instinct is
simple eyes.
I think detecting light. What do they need to see colors for? Magnifying could be, though.
I think, this is what's tough is I don't know if this is a like pop culture giving me the wrong answer.
Oh.
Because when you see like the close-ups of insect eyes or whatever, especially in like animation, right? It's like just a bunch of different composites of the same, like if you're looking at the POV or whatever, it's this like composites and like
a little grid.
A grid, but like the ones at the front are larger, like the image, not the eyes necessarily. But that makes me wonder if it is magnifying images, but I agree. I don't think it's detecting colors.
Yeah, that would be weird.
But also, moths or whatever, they all flock to the little bug zapper lights. So maybe it's detecting light after all.
Could be. Doesn't seem like they're very good.
Want to go with detecting light?
Nah, let's go with B. I've lost confidence.
It was detecting light.
Fuck. B, 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 C, 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 C.
What is the loudest insect in the world?
It's back.
Cicada, cricket, or bee?
Man, cicadas the other week.
I think it's cicada.
I know. We thought it was cicada last time too.
Yeah, but when we picked that, the other answers were not cricket and bee. It was some other bullshit.
Bees are so fucking loud. I can't sleep. I'm down with the cicada. Let's do it.
All right. We are correct.
Congratulations. Cicada, you're back on the good list. What is the largest butterfly in the UK? Is it the Purple Emperor, a swallowtail, or NBC's peacock?
Bong, bong, bong. I feel like maybe, the pattern that we discussed, 4 C's, or 4 B's rather, then 4 C's, then the last one was A.
Yeah.
Do we end on A again and say Purple Emperor?
Oh, yes.
I think I don't know what my accent is.
I don't know either, but it was similar to mine. And I yawned and couldn't do it while I was yawning. Yeah, an emperor butterfly feels like a large butterfly. Let's go A.
It was B, swallowtail. We went back to B.
What was the answer on 9?
For basics.
It
was cicada A.
A, so it wasn't it. Man.
Yeah.
Wow. How many did you get right?
Oh, yeah. How many did we get right, actually?
Well,
we weren't keeping track.
I don't think we did great.
Let's see. We got that one wrong. We got that one right. So we got 1. We got 2. We got 3. We got 3 of them correct.
Ouch.
We're a bug beginner.
Okay.
There are lots of amazing insects still to be discovered.
You promised me no more bug pictures.
I know I did. Sorry. Goodbye.
Well, that was fun.
We learned a little bit that we're going to immediately forget.
There's a reason we don't know a lot about bugs. It's because we hate them.
Yeah. And
bugs, if
maybe
you're listening,
we'll find out more in a
Bugs Part
future
2.
episode. Bugs Part 2.
Bugs Part 2.
Bugs Part 2, and we'll really, we'll have more bug stories, and maybe we'll have more pasta transformers.
We'll prepare this time. That'll be all very prepared puns. But before Bugs Part 2, we've got to end Bugs Part 1. I'm sorry to say, we gotta fly, we gotta flit, we gotta flutter out of here. But before we do, you got to know that you can help us out. We need your help.
We need your help.
We have a mission for you. Help me, says the Fly. Help us.
The Fly, of course, another movie with a bug in the title.
That's a prominent one. The Fly, The Return of the Fly, The Fly Part 2.
The Mothman Prophecies.
Oh, the Mothman Prophecies. The movie I wanted to do for Gearing Up for the Holidays Part 2. Before we get to Gearing Up for the Holidays Part 2, please listen to more of this. You can find us everywhere you could possibly look. You just gotta look the right places. Find us on Apple Podcasts. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Amazon Music. You can find us on YouTube now. We're all over the goddamn place. Leave us ratings, leave us reviews. All these things help us get discovered by other people. And as much as we love you, we want there to be more of you. So tell your friends that we're not bad guys. We know we have a reputation of being a couple of bad boys.
Podcast bad boys.
We hang out in hampers. We're not afraid to pee ourselves. And we didn't sell those suckers.
I don't know if
they're
these
covered
are all
in ants.
Things that apply to both of us.
We're bad boys. Tell your friends. You can also converse with us and interact with us. God, wouldn't that be great to interact with us? You can do it on social media. We're on Instagram at HowDoWeHuman.
We got that handle.
We're over there on Facebook at HowDoWeHuman.
Gotta get that handle. It's such a long time.
I know
forgot what all these songs are.
That's why I leapt on it. I was like, I've done a lot of these in a row. I distinctly was feeling that last week. Like, oh man, I should have done this for him. But hey, I'll do it. Here I go. So you can also find us on YouTube. We're putting up video episodes now, and who doesn't love a video episode of a podcast? Some people, but other people do. You can find us on YouTube. That's youtube.com/@HowDoWeHuman.
I don't think you're ready for that handle.
And just go ahead and send us an email, because that's proto-social media. You know what I mean? You can leave us an email at howdowehumanpod@gmail.com.
The best part of that handle is that it's an email.
I was going to do something and ran into my microphone. Looked as if a bee had come at me. I am wearing bright colors, which I don't know if that's true, but the rumor always was like wearing yellow or orange, bees will come for you. I wonder if that's true.
I mean, we literally just took a quiz that said they are detecting light.
Yeah.
Those brighter colors would probably pull them in more.
Yeah. Chris?
Yeah.
What do you got going on?
I'm always trying to give myself a job on television. And, when you think of people on like cooking and food shows, one of the first names that probably comes to your mind is Guy Fieri.
Yes.
A very distinct personality, distinct look, distinct voice.
Yes.
In the break room yesterday at work, somebody had the cooking channel on.
Love it.
And there was a show with like these two guys who were both doing like a Guy Fieri voice.
Oh no.
And it made me very uncomfortable until I realized, why don't I just do that?
True.
And then profit?
Yes.
So I know that this episode's running long, but I did find one of those pre-recipe stories on a recipe for something. And so I'm going to read it as if it's copy, like narration, for my new Dude Fieri show.
Great.
Which is what I'm going to call myself.
That's good.
Because, everybody was speaking in the same cadence.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a pre-recipe story from some lady's blog on Foodie Crush. Okay.
Great.
I am a green salad girl. From leafy spring lettuces delicately dressed in my favorite vinaigrette to spunky arugula salad to loaded to the gills Cobb salads, I love them all. But when it comes to my cravings for crisp and crunchy green salads, there's nothing quite as satisfying as digging into a classic iceberg wedge salad that requires both a fork and a knife. Iceberg lettuce is the white bread of lettuces and is just as much beloved. Crunchy, watery, with crags to catch every chunk of bacon or tomato and layers that stand up to the heft of homemade blue cheese dressing. There's something about a classic iceberg wedge steakhouse salad that somehow makes this somewhat boring leafy green totally exciting.
Fantastic.
So please give me a Food Network or a cooking channel show so that I can do that for 30 minutes every week.
How about there's a lot of like cooking shows. It'll be like there's you doing that and then someone with like no personality at all beside them. And that can be me.
I love it.
I'll just very plainly be like, you've got...
Yeah, that's good.
You got to make us some more food now. You have 30 seconds. I'll just arbitrarily make up the time. It's a competition show now in my head. I love this. Good luck to you, dude.
Thank you. Evan, do you have anything you would like to plug?
Just, getting the word out. There's a lot of, you go online and there can be, filters with trigger warnings, oh, you might not want to read this story, you might not want this. Adult content warning. I can filter like, oh, I don't want to accidentally look up porn. Let me put that filter on. Careful. Can I have a web add-on that's just like, hey, you're safe from bug pictures, Evan, no matter what you search. Because even, here's the thing. I search like, hey, here's a thought about spiders. Are spiders really as often awful as Evan thinks? And what's the first thing that's going to come up is a giant picture of a spider. And my answer will be, yep. I didn't get to read anyone else's opinions because I saw a giant picture of a spider and I clicked out of it. Save me. Let me look up, because bugs are interesting. Let me look up anything about a fucking bug without being greeted by a nightmare photo.
Yeah.
That
sounds good.
Thank you. And like the bug flies. Like the bug okay flies.
Okay.
We must. Okay, bye.